Hello, this is Edward Earl, CEO Growth Team, here with Rasmussen Ironworks and Solaire Grills at the HPBA show, and I'm here with Mitch Slater. Mitch, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Give me an idea, the name of the company, what you guys do specifically, and some history.
Sure. Danver is the name of the company. We go by Danver Outdoor Kitchens, Danver Kitchens, that kind of thing. Because what we sell is stainless steel cabinetry for outdoor kitchens.
Okay.
And the island has evolved. This is the barbecue island business that we've now grown into a kitchen cabinet industry. So what we're seeing is a lot of architects and designers specifying outdoor rooms where the kitchen is a part of that. So what they're trying to do is blend this kitchen into the outdoor living room, and that's what we're all about. Right.
So how did that evolve from where you started? Did it just start trending that way?
Well, we were a sheet metal company. About 11 or 12 years ago, I bought a sheet metal company that made industrial cabinetry. I wanted to do something that I felt was going to be able to grow while the high production business was going to disappear.
Right.
Pretty much go to China, and that's what happened to that end of the business. So I started building some stainless steel products, some carts, kitchen cart type products, shelves, and things like that. And then someone suggested that I might build cabinet doors in stainless steel. And that's what I did. And I made my way into the kitchen industry by building stainless steel cabinet doors as accents for major cabinet companies.
Wow, that's quite an innovative transition when it's all said and done.
It was, and from that, meeting those people, they wanted me to build a cabinet that could go outdoors. And I hadn't thought about that before, and there really weren't any, and we were the first guys to build cabinets for outdoor kitchens. But the problem with that at the time was that nobody was using cabinets for outdoor kitchens, so we had to build a business from scratch and really go after what was at the time the #1 way to do it, which is barbecue islands.
Sure.
But the interesting thing is, today it's still the #1 way to do it, and that's what most people are familiar with. But I've spent my last 10 years in this industry showing people another way so that they could learn how to do it with a better product and be able to make more money doing it.
How educated do you think the marketplace is as it relates to your approach to doing things?
I've engaged a public relations firm in the last 2 years, and that's gone a long way because it used to be just me saying it, and now they've been able to get us positioned as the leader within that industry. So I think it's out there, people are talking about it, and it still lags with people who actually do it. So we continue to be out there on the forefront doing a lot of trade shows to talk to the different industries about ways to do it. The biggest thing that's important, that we found important now, is that our way makes them more money. So the other way, the margin is getting squeezed out of. So if we can convince them to at least try us and they make a sale, they really see the light.
Now, are you dealing specifically with builders and architects and folks like that, or even prior to those guys?
In many cases, I'm in all places. So I'm selling to the tradesmen themselves, landscapers, and contractors, remodeling contractors, builders, architects, designers, interior decorators. Everyone's looking for a way to make more money, and this particular segment of the industry is growing. Right. So people want to know how to do it, and that's why they're looking to our products to help them do it.
That's interesting. If you look at, for example, the people that you compete against every day, do you have direct competitors that are doing what you're doing, or is it indirect competition, people that have other solutions for that?
The #1 is an indirect. That's still the barbecue island, which we have to compete against.
Right.
But several companies caught on to making cabinets, and most of them are made by people who are building plastic cabinets. PVC or high-density polyethylene, because there's no barrier to entry.
Sure.
Anyone with a table saw can be building plastic cabinets tomorrow, which last outdoors. However, they're really not very structurally sound, so they bow over time.
Sure.
They don't work well in heat. There's issues with them. Requires an insulation sleeve from the grill manufacturers, which adds cost. It can be a fire problem. The high-density polyethylene is not a fire-rated product.
Right.
So there's code issues with those things. So I compete with those, but I also compete with a couple of guys doing stainless, but mainly it's grill companies that are doing stainless cabinets, and where we're really a focused cabinet company that works with any manufacturer's grill. So it makes it more flexible for any of the specifiers like architects and designers, or really any other type of business that sells any grill can sell our cabinets.
So when it's all said and done, you guys really are the game in town.
We believe so, and I think people are seeing that. Our business is growing. The last 2 years were our 2 best years, even in a down economy. So we're seeing some good growth as more and more people find out that we exist.
So when people want to take this approach with you, what are the first things that they do when you work with them? Is it a needs analysis situation? How do you go about your discovery process with new prospects?
Well, the new prospects usually are trying to figure out what we're doing and how they can do it, that they really don't understand the cabinet concept.
Right.
Most of them are coming from something else. Unless they're in the plastic cabinets, they want to know how ours differ. But we have actually in-house salespeople who can help design kitchens for them. So we really can point the way from someone who knows nothing to laying out several different types of kitchens because of the experience we've had in working with these specifiers, designers, architects, etc.
So they can really come in with an idea, but they can come in and say, I want to get here, I just don't really know what to do.
A lot of times we get, it's 10 feet by 6 feet, what can we do?
What can we do with that?
Other ones, they have this elaborate plan, and we have to educate them on the way our cabinets are made and how they go together and how they interact with the different appliances like the grills or whatever, because we have to have the ability to customize the cutout for every grill. But if I had to build a custom cabinet for every grill, I would never get done. Right. So we have standard cabinets with custom cutouts by modifying trim pieces.
That's interesting. That's an interesting approach. Takes away the liability in the manufacturing for you, but gives you a much more broad opportunity.
Yes, that's right.
That's interesting. Look at the keys of success in your organization. Obviously, innovation being one of them, and watching the industry grow through a fairly heavy economic crisis. What are your keys to success?
I think what we're seeing is the specifiers, which we got lucky enough to get involved with, like architects and designers, have pushed us in a direction that makes us fairly unique today. One of the ways is coating the stainless steel, painting it, powder coat. Right. So that they're designing these outdoor living rooms where the kitchen is just one component, but they want the cabinets to blend in, as I mentioned earlier. Well, the way they blend in is we paint them. Yeah. And they asked us, can you paint this? And we'd say, well, why do you want to paint it? And then we uncovered a whole area of business growth so that we could meet the demand at the upper end of the market. Because that's really, given the cost of the stainless steel and the cost of the product when it's finished, we need to be at the upper end of the market. However, there's lots and lots of grills that satisfy that need. So when those higher end grills are being sold, our cabinets are a candidate for that customer. Right, that's interesting because innovation, listening to the marketplace, and innovation are coupled together, and you guys seem to just have that down. That's what we do. And what we have to do, our other challenge to grow the market is to bring those trends and the methodology to incorporate those trends to the other types of businesses, like landscapers who really know nothing about design but are being asked by homeowners to provide a kitchen of some sort outside. So if we can educate them, and then they can in turn educate the homeowner wants it, because it is the best way to approach it. They just don't know it until they see it. It's interesting because in talking to you, you get so many other individuals and organizations that are product-oriented, and then you get those that are product-oriented, but they understand the aspects of service and customer service and the expertise it takes to do that. And then you've got organizations like yours that are innovative, that you really are not just bringing a product, you're bringing a revenue source. Yes. And a profit source that is significant to your customer base. Right. They don't have before. They don't need to do a lot. They can do a few kitchens a year, and it could be a large chunk of their business. Because all you need is the right customers, and present them with these kind of unique solutions, and all of a sudden you got a lot of revenue. So that's interesting. So if people want to get a hold of your organization, how do they go about doing that? Generally, they'll look us up online. It's danver.com, D-A-N-V-E-R, or they'll call us up at 888-441-0537. Okay. And you can find us. Fantastic. Mitch, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it. Okay. Guys, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.